You don't need analytics, you need data warehousing. I had a fascinating conversation with a client recently that completely changed how I think about analytics in medical billing. They came to me wanting to grow their business, implement new software solutions, and become a technology-centered billing company. Sounds great, right? Here's where it got interesting. I recommended putting in a full analytics solution as the foundation for automation, artificial intelligence, and all the advanced stuff they wanted to do, but we hit a wall. They looked at me and said, "We're not ready for analytics. We don't have analysts in-house. We don't have billing managers or higher level ops people who can use tools like Tableau, Click, or Power BI." Their solution? Hire a financial analyst or RCM analyst to do the work for them. That's when I had to tell them something they didn't expect to hear. You're not ready for an analyst either. Here's the thing. If you had an analytic solution in place, then an analyst would be phenomenal and help you tremendously. But without that foundation, I wasn't sure what that analyst was going to do. Most analysts aren't data extraction engineers. They analyze data that already exists in a repository somewhere. So we had to reframe the entire conversation. I told them, don't think about an analytic solution as an analytic solution. Think about it as a data warehouse or repository where that analyst you want to hire could actually use a presentation tool like Power BI to get things done. But here's the kicker. They don't even have to use the analytics tool. Think about it this way. If you're a billing manager, you're probably not going to work in that analytics tool, but you could extract a report pretty easily, a pre-existing report for charges, collections, denials, whatever you need that's updated in real time. You could extract that data and look at it yourself, or have the analyst extract it, help manipulate it, and answer your questions. This is where it clicked for them. The real value wasn't in the presentation layer analytics tool. The value was in all the data extraction and transformation, what we call pre-processing of data, getting all the data from all the different places, bringing it together, manipulating it, normalizing it, joining it all together, and dropping it in one centralized place. Once they started thinking about it as a data warehousing solution instead of an analytics solution, everything made sense. Sure, long-term they could do more sophisticated analytics, but short-term, they just needed people to have access to data. They were trying to answer basic questions like, we have AR buckets, but we don't even know what's in them. Their system was categorizing things in certain buckets, but they couldn't tell what was going in and out or who was working on them. Basic stuff. This isn't sophisticated analysis, folks. I think people often confuse analytics with basic reporting and having access to data, or even just lists and tables. Most of the time, there isn't a lot of analysis involved in the true sense of analysis. There's a real misnomer in our industry that causes people to overthink this. They think, we don't need analytics. That's way too complex. And in some ways, they're right. You don't actually need analysis a lot of times. You just need data and basic reporting. Let me give you an example. You want to see denials and slice and dice them by different criteria. That sounds great, except you can't get access to the data very easily. It exists in the clearinghouse, but it's not super usable there. Or maybe you want to join denial data with something else. You don't remember what a CO 109 or 253 denial code means. So you want to combine it with lookup tables that add descriptions. Now it's basically just a report for somebody. All that pre-processing that happens behind the scenes is really important, but the actual analysis, very simple. You want to see top denials by payer? That's not complicated. It's really just a grouping function in a table. Here's my key takeaway. Everybody needs data warehousing. Everybody needs centralized data that's combined from multiple different sources where you can get answers, get tables, and actually understand what's happening in your business. Then longer term, sure, worry about more complex analysis, but start with the foundation. Start with getting your data in one place where people can actually use it. Stop overthinking analytics and start thinking about data accessibility. That's where the real transformation begins.